Happy Memorial Day to all my American people and for all the soldiers. For those who passed away, rest in peace. For those still alive, God bless you. And always remember there's two sides to every story. It's very dark here, cloudy. Looks like we might get some thunder and lightning and rain. Doesn't look good. It's supposed to rain tomorrow too. Hell no. And here's the rain. Here's the rain again. Here's the rain again. Every day is a new day. We give thanks for life. I didn't fucking put it there. I put it over here. Oh my god. This thing is so annoying, man. So 24 to 36 inches. That's a pretty decent poster. Oh boy. We might even get some rumbles of thunder. We need the rain, though. We definitely need the rain. Oh boy. Now it's coming down really hard. You probably hear it. It's right there. Oh boy. It's a heavy ass rain. You can see the raindrops there. They're thick. Cool. Got that good tank rain. That's good. We need it. We need the rain. It's not bad. I like that. It's a cool poster. I wonder how they would send that. Probably in a thing, I guess. Let me see. I must have. It's pretty cool. It's a point. Oh, hey, Blue Nile. I'm doing good. I'm just here. It's pouring rain here. It's raining pretty hard. How you been? It's raining there too. Yeah. It hasn't rained like all day until like about an hour ago. But now it's like really coming down. It's like it's pouring. But it's good. We need it. We need the rain. You crashed out. No, no. That's not good. Sometimes we have to, you know. You're doing good. Yeah, that's all. Just mentally keep yourself stable. That's all. Try not to mentally be drained over things you can't change or people you can't change or situations you can't change. The best thing to do is always mentally be there for yourself and understand that, people are going to be people, things are going to be the way it is, and sometimes you can't do anything about it but just deal with it. It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, and but that's a good thing. That means that spirit's allowing you to realize that, hey, this is the situation and here it is. So what are you going to do? Are you going to allow it to keep occurring? Are you going to solve the issue? Are you going to take more shit? You know? Well, that's good. As long as everything's cleared up, then that's a good thing. Sometimes it takes time for things to become clear, and sometimes you just have to say, you know what, now that that's done, that's good. Now I can move on with my life and move on with this section of my life, or whatever the case may be. There's always where there's a will, there's a way, You can always make your life better. It just depends on you. Depends on whether you want to make it better. Yeah, you gotta move forward. Forward is the only way. Looking back is like, I can't stand people nowadays anyway because they keep dwelling on the past and talking about what happened in 1872 and 1426. Man, grow the fuck up. Like, we're in 2025. You shouldn't even worry about what happened in 2020 or 2000. Like, who cares? Like, what are you doing? Like, who gives a shit what happened back then? Like, history is history, past is past. Why you gotta keep bringing up the past and bringing it into the future? We're into the present, like, Fuck. I just finished watching the all the stuff that's happening in South Africa. How Trump had the South African president there and told him that, you guys are killing people and, your country's all fucked up, like, and this and that. He called him out, like, And that same guy was talking shit about Trump before he even came there. And then you get there, Trump fucking disses the shit out of you, and you don't even do nothing. Like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, and then you want to talk about shit that happened in 1976. Well, and like, man, that was the year before I was born. That was 50 years ago. Like, why you keep talking about shit that happened so long ago? And why should we now have to suffer for what somebody did 100 years ago? Man, I don't give a fuck about that shit. Neither should you. You should live in the present. Now, what can we do now to feel better as a people, as a community, as a country? Man, you keep bringing up that shit, you're just gonna make people mad. And you're pointing at this person, telling them their country's fucked up, but your country's just as worse. Like, what the fuck? These people are mental. They're like, people act like they're just like God themselves. But why talk about shit like that? Talk about what you can do to make life better for people. I don't know, man. It's like some dumbass shit. Like, it don't make no sense. But I like to watch it and listen to it, like, to get both sides and both perspectives. But like, one thing I don't like is like these people that are in the chat rooms, they have like this one track mind, like, oh yeah, it's the white people's fault. No, it's the black people's fault. No, it's the South Africans' fault. Oh, they need to go back home to Holland. Oh, they're from Germany. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know. I can't remember. But these people killed that people. This person was that. This person was this. And the best is, oh yeah, we were slaves. Man, every single person in the world is a slave. We're the slave to the government. Don't you understand that by now? We all are. We all have to pay bills the last I checked. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, you just don't get it, do you? Like, and who cares what happened back then? It's nothing to do with you now. You're not being oppressed by anything. You get to live your life every day. You have free will. Make something of your life, you moron. Stop fucking crying. That's what I did. I'm here and I did everything I can to make my life better. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I don't give a fuck if you're white or black or Indian or Chinese. I don't give a fuck, man. As long as you're a good person, cool. Like, man, I don't know. I get fed up, like, with how stupid people really are. Like, you're wasting all this energy on this bullshit, man. And just remember, like, and when another thing people don't understand is there's so much interracial relationships. Don't you know that that affects these children growing up? That their dad is this color and their mom's that color, this race or that race. Like, leave these people alone. Like, just shut up and just move on, man. It's like live your life. Why are you worried about this dumb shit? I never understand the whole like conversation about the past. When I was in school, I hated history. I didn't want to hear about history because I'm in living in Bermuda and I'm learning history about United States and everywhere else. I want to learn about Bermuda history. I don't give a fuck about Christopher Columbus. I don't give a fuck about none of this damn people. I want to know about my country. Why is it that in my school I have to learn about everybody else's history? That's why I left school, because it's all bullshit. I can't deal with history lessons about somebody else's country. What about mine? People are dumb, man. Let me read what you said here, because I have to stop ranting, because I get very annoyed, you know? Confusion and polarism of people's behavior makes it our beautiful. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people's behavior is bad. Yeah, me too. I hate politics too. I call it a pile of tricks. Yeah, yeah, it is a headache listening to it. You're Indian and Pakistani. See, that's like a war within itself. And they'll try to tear you apart. No, you're Indian. No, you're Pakistani, and you can't be both. Like, really? Yeah, the best thing is to like run away from it. I try to, but it gets me mad. Like people, like I want to say, and I say things in the chat sometimes to these people, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you don't understand it? Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, kid. Yeah, exactly. You understand how those kids feel? Like that's fucked up. I hate that, man. Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Like all that history stuff and all the things that happened 100 years ago, we should not be dwelling on those things anymore. And then some people would say, "Oh, it's easy for you to say because you're not this or you're not that." Man, it's easy for me to say because I don't care what happened to those people back then. They're nothing to do with me. What do you want me to do? Every time I see you, give you a dollar? Or why should I give you something for the repercussions of someone else? That don't make no sense. Like, who the fuck you think you are to get something for free? Meanwhile, we guys are good people, and who gives a fuck what who your your ancestors were, what they did back then? Who cares? That ain't nothing to do with me. I don't give a shit about these people and what they did. Like, get a life. You gotta live in 2025, bro. Yeah, I see you're mixed. I see two of my nephews are mixed, and they have to. I feel bad for them because like it's not even their fault, and they have to listen to both sides going at it all the time. I'm like, I tell them all the time, look, but don't pay attention to none of that shit, bro. Don't let nobody try and drag you to one side, because no side is right. Two wrongs ain't gonna make no right, because both sides are wrong. They're all wrong, and the only way they're gonna be right is in their own beady little minds. That's what it's all about. Their own minds, they're right, but not me. I don't believe in none of that shit. Yeah, yeah, I don't blame you. I deal with it here in Bermuda because I'm Portuguese. So all the Portuguese people are like slaves here. We're like the trash of Bermuda. Like they say, oh yeah, Portuguese people, all they know how to do is cook and clean. They have cleaning jobs, they cook, and they cut grass. They're a bunch of low life landscapers. Yeah. Well, guess what? We have everything we need. I don't give a fuck what you say about us. We came here and made this country a better country than what it was. If it wasn't for us, your shit won't be clean and you won't be eating no good ass food and your lawns will be overgrown. So shut the fuck up. That's what I tell everybody. Give a fuck if you talk shit about me. This is my goddamn country too. I served in the army for 3 years. So I have more rights to it than you do. You bitch ass. I've argued with a lot of people about it. And today, like, I kind of got, mad listening to that stupid clown in South Africa talking about kill these people and kill that and do this. And man, what the hell are you doing? What you mean go kill people? You mental? Fuck you doing talking about killing people, bro? That's not the way of life. You don't go around killing people and taking shit that ain't yours. And who cares what happened back then about some people took your shit and whatever? Ain't nobody take nothing from you. You're here now, you know? Like that shit has nothing to do with you. And then you want to go around singing and chanting about killing people. Come on, bro. That's why your country's all fucked up. It's crazy, man. I never knew that shit exists until recently. I never knew that shit exists. Never. But it's all over the news. Like I can't get away from it. I just heard it and I was like, this guy can't be serious. Like, you can't have like 100,000 people talking about go kill all these people. What the fuck? You shouldn't be living, bro. You should somebody should kill fucking you. Well, you should, and he's in court right now. He's in court right now trying to defend his dumb ass. Yeah, that's what it's called, a party or whatever it's called. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Mandela was a great leader, and he did a lot. You know, he wanted peace, and that's the way it should be. He never said go kill white people or go kill black people or go kill these people. He never said that shit. Yeah, let me tell you something. Everybody that has power, they do not deserve it. You know? Yeah. But it's happened everywhere. Like people talk like this shit is new. This shit happens in every country. Look, there's whites killing whites, blacks killing blacks, Indians killing Indians, Portuguese people kill Portuguese people. So when it's the opposite way, how is it different? It's not different. You're killing each other. You people are morons. You're killing a human being. Who cares what they look like? Who cares where they're from? You're killing them. You're not supposed to kill any fucking body. Like what part of that you not understand? And don't sing and chant, go kill people. Because then people are gonna do it. You know? You're not supposed to kill nobody. What are you doing? Yeah, everyone's stuck in the past. Yeah. Yeah. I remember, right? Um, Portugal has some colonies in Africa, right? Portugal, there's Portuguese Africans um, in Mozambique, in Cape Verde, and Angola, and Timor, right? And they had like a big war there, and all the Portuguese, the Portuguese army helped them. And my uncle served in the Portuguese army during the war, like 40, 50 years ago, right? Or whatever it was. I can't remember, but it was a long time ago. Probably before I was born or like around the time of like maybe I was young, right? And Portugal gave them like their freedom, but they still help them and all that stuff. And there's like pure black Portuguese people like all over Portugal and all that from Africa, and they migrated and they're all there. And there's no like real serious, there's no like hardcore racism in Portugal like that. In Spain, yes, but not in Portugal like that, because Portuguese people are considered more to that side because of what's happened, right? and how they've dealt with the African people. So Portugal is like, one of the smallest places in Europe, but they've helped, like, the African people and stuff like that in some of those areas, right? The ones I named. As far as I know, that's what it is, right? But when they come to Bermuda, they don't get. I mean, when they come to Portugal, they don't get discriminalized, and they don't get like turned down, or like looked at different, because they don't give a shit about that stuff. But in a place like Africa, it's so big, right? Africa is one of the biggest continents, if the biggest continent in the world. So why the hell are you all arguing and trying to kill each other over what? Land that's everywhere? Like, come on, man. Like that shit, this stuff never makes any sense. And don't you understand that when you die, that shit's gonna stay there and you're gonna be gone? Like you're really fighting for what? I think people have a really small brain. People always claim they're like born with something. You're born with a small brain, or probably none. It's hollow in there. Because, like, for you to be arguing about and talking about shit like that, like, it really doesn't make any sense. I wish I can get in front of the whole world on a podium and talk some sense into a lot of people. I wish I could. I wish I could stand up in front of everybody and say, you know what, you people are really stupid. Don't you all know that you're guaranteed to die and this shit's all gonna go away? So why fight while you're living? Why fight about this shit? It don't make no sense. Like you people are dumb. Like let it go, man. Live your life. Enjoy the beauty of Africa and enjoy the beauty of places you go, like, enjoy the life, enjoy the scenery, enjoy the property. If you don't have any, go, who cares? Yeah, there is a book. The guy was reading the book in the courtroom. That book that you're talking about, he was reading it. I don't know what it's called either, but I got a last little glimpse of it. I've been watching it on and off because it makes me mad. I just don't understand why people just can't be peaceful. Like, it's always like a revenge of the past. You can't live that way in your life. You can't look for revenge of your past, man. Let that shit go. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, yeah. Uganda, yeah. As a result of the Indians. Yeah, see? But it shouldn't have got to that where they have to recover and then you come back. Because now those people are in UK and they're already like living their lives, and they're probably like, fuck that, because it can happen again. But there's no country really like with a serious, amazing economy that benefits the people. If there is, let me know. I'll go there. You know? Yeah, exactly. I agree. Right. Yeah. And they still going at war because of all of that stuff. No, exactly. Because when you go to, hey Toka, how you doing? When you go, look, when if you're from somewhere, right? And like I was born and raised here in Bermuda. So if I go to the UK, I'm allowed to because I'm a British, like, I have a British passport, so I can live in the UK no problem. Because the UK uh owns Bermuda pretty much in a way. We're a British colony. So we have to deal with them. That's why a lot of people here go to college, because it's cheaper for them to go to college in the UK than to go to America. So there's a lot of Bermudians that went to UK, and there's a lot that went there to live for good. Because it's better living there than it is here for a lot of people. Because here it's very expensive to live, right? And it's expensive everywhere, right? But some people can make a lot of money where they can, like, live there, live where they are and be happy, right? But the same thing, the thing is with Bermuda is a lot of people can't handle living here because it's very small and everybody knows everybody. And like you see somebody you don't like or you have a bad reputation, you're gonna get scorned for it's gonna scorn you for the rest of your life. So if something bad happens here and somebody sees you, can be like, oh no 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 no, it's like everybody knows everybody. So if you can't handle that way of living, you're better off leaving. But Bermuda's not for everybody, see. And that's why I love Bermuda because all these people that left is more for me. Fuck them. I don't care. Because one thing, I love Bermuda. I'll never give up my country for somebody else. And ain't nobody going to tell me get out of here because I was born and raised there and served my country. So I got more rights to be here than most of you motherfuckers anyway. And that's what I told my neighbor one day. He's a Canadian jackass, married a Bermudian. He was trying to tell me all this shit. I was like, fuck you, boy. I was born and raised here. Don't call me no damn tenant of this house. This is my country, you fucking idiot. And I never told him go back to Canada. You came from Canada and married this Bermudian woman. I never said go back to your country because that's disrespectful. If you came to my country, then I'm happy you did because you made a life for yourself. You ain't taking nothing off of my plate. I could care less. There's enough here for everybody. But don't you dare tell me what I can do and what I can't do in my property. You fuck you, you know? That's what I told him. Don't you dare come over here and tell me what to do in my property. You know what I mean? And he took off. He was so pissed. He called me aggressive and he called me all these names. And I was like, look, bro, don't make me say it. You know? I was born and raised here, you moron. And then they'll say, but your parents weren't. I don't give a fuck about what my parents were born. Your government came and got them. So you blame your government. Don't blame an immigrant. Blame your government for bringing them here. Why did your government bring these people to their country? Because you motherfuckers don't want to work. That's the bottom line. And people need cheap labor. So every country does it. What country in the world doesn't have foreigners and migrants from different countries? Man, go name me one. There ain't. There's everybody. That's how you make up countries. People from other countries come to your country. It's life. Like, get over that whole, like, this ain't your country, this is mine. You don't belong. This country don't belong to you. Even when you buy a piece of property, you still gotta pay land tax. So what does that mean? That don't mean you earn that place, moron. That's why I get pissed at like dumb people because they really don't understand the whole concept of life and how migrants are and how like people from other countries come to your country. If I'm in Bermuda, say I want to go work in America, right? They're gonna say, okay, well, you can come to our country and work, but you're gonna have to get a visa, you're gonna have to get this, you're gonna have to get that. And when I get there and I start working, they're gonna say, where you from? I'm from Bermuda. Oh, go back to your fucking country. You're trying to take my job. And I'm gonna tell them, fuck you. Go talk to your government. They're the ones who told me I can come here. You're the government you voted for, dumbass. If anybody in the world has a chance to make their life better in another country, I'm all for it. Why not? How is that person taking anything from you? The country involves everyone. That's why there's thousands and thousands of people in a country. Last I checked. And how do you think the country became populated? From other countries. So if another person from another country, say if I marry an American girl and I marry her and she's my wife, so we'll have dual citizenship. So when I go to America and live there for 6 months and live in Bermuda for 6 months, you're gonna tell my wife she can't live here? Get the fuck out of here. Toka, you can ask your question when you're ready. Yeah, I mean the racists are like the biggest problem. Like, There's a lot of racist people here in Bermuda too, and I put them in their place. I tell them all. All I gotta say is one thing to them: did you serve your country? When the army was mandatory back in my day, did you serve the army? And they're like, no. I said, well, I'm more of a Bermudian than you. So take that right there. And they're like, I'm like, yeah, shut the fuck up. If you didn't go to the army and serve for 3 years like I did, mandatory, then don't talk to me. Because that was a big thing back in the day. If you served in Bermuda for those mandatory 3 years, you were officially a Bermudian because you served your country. So if you didn't serve your country, don't even look at me and talk to me. I'm got stripes, mofo. My name's in the army. I served my country. So there you go. Why was I in the army? Because I'm an immigrant? No. Because I was born and raised here, you idiot. And a lot of guys don't talk to me no more because of that. Because I put them in their place. I don't give a fuck if you're black or white or you're from wherever and you born here. I don't give a shit. I was born here too. Or because I'm Portuguese doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to be here. Stupid ass people. People are so delusional. It's actually sad, you know. Yeah, see, people that are racist are dumb, you know. People that say racist shit are idiots anyway. I never want to be racist or never have had a racist bone in my body. Some of my best friends are black, and a black person will always be more attached to me than a white person because a white person will look at me and say this guy's too ghetto, he's too like slangish, he's like, he wears gangster shit, hangs around black people, so the white people ain't gonna give me no time of day. They're gonna be like, fuck that Portuguese bastard. That's exactly what they're saying in their mind. Whereas a black person here, they'll be like, oh yeah, I like Mark, he's cool as fuck, he's Portuguese, so he's just like us. Like the black people consider the Portuguese more to their side. And the white people look at us as, oh yeah, these are my gardener slaves. We hire them to like garden our yard. And my dad said when he first came to Bermuda 60 years ago, he said it was really, really bad. He said like the black people wanted to like, you know, um, kill the Portuguese immigrants and the Filipinos. They wanted to like fuck them up, told them go back to your country. Even Jamaicans, their own color. The black Jamaicans will come here to work and they'll be like, slave laborers like the Portuguese. And they would tell the black people here would tell the Jamaicans, go back to Jamaica and fuck off, get out of here. They would tell their own color to go back, and they still do it to today, When they see a black Jamaican in Bermuda, they'll be like, go back to your country, you Jamaican bastard. They'll fuck them off. And I'm like, how the fuck could you do that? You're both black. So what, being black doesn't matter now? Like, you're not happy that your black Jamaican brother is here? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? So you don't even, you think Bermudian black people is like better than all the other black people in the world? I'm looking at these people because I was on job sites in construction where they were, and I used to see them argue with each other and tell them go back home. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what's wrong with you people? You're both like black. What's wrong? What the fuck is wrong with you? So I would say to myself, this is like a delusionment that they have in their brain. Like, this is my country, and you go back to yours. I don't care if you're white or black, So, like, when I was younger, I saw so much like racism that it made me feel like I wanted to beat them all up. Like, I wanted to slap the shit out of all of them and say, like, wake up, like, like, this is ridiculous how you guys are going against your own kind. That's like me telling a Portuguese guy go back to Portugal. Fuck you. That's like telling my parents go back home pretty much. Why would I say that? That's just like this is some people are really fucking dumb. Like, Yeah, see, yeah, our parents and grandparents went through that shit. And see, we should not be going through that no more. Those days should be over. It should not even be bring up. It should not even be talked about, you know? And that's what I really wish that people will really understand, that it's very pointless to keep talking about shit that happened so long ago. Like it's really delusional. I don't get it, like, and it's sad, like, because my best friends are black, right? And I was born and raised in a black neighborhood. So people always said, "Oh yeah, you're more black than anything," and I was like, "Good, I'm glad. I'd rather be more on the black side than be on your racist ass side anyway. And if they're gonna have my back, then fuck you. I don't care. You can call me whatever you want, you know." And like, I don't really care if you're black or white or Indian or whatever. Like, if you're good to me, I'm gonna be good to you. It's not, I don't see color. Like, I see a person, I see their character. It's just like how I read on here, and I don't care about Aquarius, Leo, fucking Aries. I don't care about your sign. It's you, your character, who you are, and how you respect a person. That's all that matters to me. I don't care. I never say, "Oh, Toka, Blue Nile, are you guys black or white?" Because if you're black, I'm not reading you. And if you're white, I'll give you a discount. That's like, if I said that, what would you say? Fuck you, I'm out of here. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't tell nobody I can't read you because you're a certain type of person. Like, are you serious? Like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever, like, even like, who the fuck does that? Like, we're human beings, man. Treat the person like how you want to be treated. That's what the Bible says. Like, treat others as you want to be treated. It doesn't say, don't talk to different races. Oh man, this world, I'm telling you, the world is a beautiful place, don't get me wrong. But the people in it are very delusional now. It's very bad. It's been bad for years, but it's even worse now. All right, let's do some readings here. All right, so Jay's next actions towards me this week, if any, he sent me home for the day. He called and said he could tell by my voice I wasn't feeling that great. I feel better now after finally getting some rest. I don't think I'm sick. I just exhausted. Haven't been getting a ton of sleep. Yeah, sleep is like an issue for a lot of people lately, Toka. It's just, I think it's the change of the climate, like going from winter, spring into summer. Like it affects people's. That's my like whole thing about it. Like I think that's what it is. Like we're going through a seasonal cycle. So I think that our bodies get weird. It's like me too. I get sleep, but I wake up periodically through like a dream or something like that. All right, so his next actions is not very much. I see him like slowly moving, slowly like getting things together. I think that, I would say like his actions are not going to be like, abrupt or like fast or like really, hey, I'm here type of thing. I feel like he's fed up, like not with you, but with like in general about work and about like where he lives and how he's dealing with his life. Um, I'm also getting that he thinks you're very mature and dependable and responsible, reliable. Like he thinks you're very persistent and he likes the fact that you work and you do your job. That's probably why he sent you home, you know? He's probably like, yeah, we're all tired, like, go like. Nah, I don't see him being mad at you because you don't really like, he just feels like he feels let down because you are dealing with the same bullshit he is, like, like dealing with people. Like, I feel like he has a lot of anxiety. He's very impatient, he's fidgety. Like, he just feels like, I better get shit done or else, this company's gonna lose money or I might lose money and get my ass handed to me, or something like that. He kind of fears his job too, being at, uh being let down by people. I hear my nephews like making off next door. Sounds like they're playing some game or something. Those fuckers are loud as shit. I say, what the hell is that? What? Hold on a sec. I think that's the damn TV. They're watching like the TV is like right over here in this wall. They must be watching something. Like a movie where the movie's like shouting and got the shit up high as fuck. What the fuck? Yeah. They're not arguing. It's they're watching something. I hear somebody go, 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 go. I thought they were fighting. I was gonna go over there and beat the shit out of them. Because my sister's not home yet. Yeah, I hear people cheering. Yeah, it's some movie they're watching. I got scared there for a minute because they're both home, right? And sometimes they fight, not like physical, but like arguing. But it doesn't sound like arguing. It sounds like he's watching a movie or something. I don't know. Anyway, sorry about that. See the shit I gotta put up with? One thing about these kids nowadays, they like to listen to everything at the highest volume you can possibly have. Like me, I hate loud shit. Like it aggravates. All right. So anyway, Toka, Jay, I feel like he looks at you in a good way. Like that's one good thing about you and him is he feels that you are a dependable, decent person, and he could depend on you no matter what. He feels like you have the capacity to deal with everything. He thinks you work hard. He thinks you're organized. He thinks that you conclude all your tasks. You're very patient with him, and he likes the fact that you have the ability to do your job. But him, he's got a lot of issues. He's got like looks like he's like going through some like unstable like economy type of shit, or he's losing money. He's got a lot of anxiety. It looks like he's having a lot of setbacks with where he lives. I think I've told you this before. Like where he lives is not a good place. So he must be living somewhere where he has to leave, or he wants to leave, or he has to leave, or he's like he has to go to another place and he's like all over the place. Like he's getting mad, like he has to deal with all this bullshit. But he doesn't want to let you down in any way. He doesn't want you to feel like you're obligated to do things. And if he was an ass, he would never tell you go home and take the rest of the day off because you feel sick. So him and you is fine. His next actions are probably not going to be anything serious because he's too busy dealing with, his regular life shit, you know. I definitely agree with that, Blue Nile, because they wear those AirPods every day. I don't. I've never owned a pair and never will. I don't want that shit in my ear. I've been listening to loud music my whole life. I was a DJ and I'm not deaf. That's why I retired as one. Yeah, Toka. So I would say it looks good between, you guys, nothing bad. He just has like a lot of life shit to deal with. So, and you said you're drinking calming tea. Yes, take a break. You're welcome, Toka. No problem. Just try not to stress too much over it all. All right, Blue Nile, I got your donation too. Thanks. And I see you donated for 3 questions. All right, cool. All right. You're welcome, sweetheart. No problem. Okay, cool. I'll check. Okay. So as far as love life, I don't really see like anybody at specific coming towards you. Um, I see you like being like in the next 2 to 3 months. I don't like to look too far ahead, but in the next like 2 to 3 months, I would say that there is no person here that you can actually build a relationship with or even meet. What I am getting is that there is a potential of meeting somebody at a party, a function, a gathering, somewhere like where your friends and you are. It's possible to meet somebody, but it's not a guarantee. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I would say like see you more hanging out with other women, other friends, and not too many, but like one or two in particular you might hang out with or just be cool with. And this will like make you feel like you have a resolution to your problems, and your conclusion is healing from the past, healing from past relationships, compromising your heart to the next person, and just having a friendship with someone and see how it goes, right? So you just saw 2222. That's a good name. uh so I would say like it's also saying here, like as far as love, that it's difficult for you to engage with somebody that you already know wants something for nothing, or like somebody who like has difficulties and you don't feel like dealing with it, or you feel like you're being tricked or talk shit to or deceived. You know, like if you feel that, you're automatically like, no, hell no, not happening. So it also could be like you meeting someone and like ending it right away because you see them trying to like make you seem like you're in something that's not really what you want. So there could be some potential of meeting someone but not getting into like a love relationship right away. Not that you are, but in the next 3 months, I would say that it's not even possible of getting like someone to get into a serious relationship or to be in love with. It's more about you. I get you here predominantly and focusing on like difficulties and dealing with like how you dealt with people in the past, things like that, you know? Yeah, right. So there is a potential of meeting, someone, but nothing that you would like say, okay, yeah, this is worth my time. So unfortunately, there's nothing like in the next 3 months that will get you to that point where you're gonna be like, yes. But there is potential of meeting people, but nothing serious. Like even now to the rest of the year, I just wanted to check because I don't like to check too far, but I'll check. It doesn't hurt. But from now to the end of the year, it still shows me you working on yourself, being single, working, possibly having a job by the end of the year, or soon, and going through, um, showing people around you that you are fair, you are reasonable, you have good intentions, but you're not willing to make a necessary effort to really be with somebody that you see as a potential decent partner. Hell yeah. I say that every day. Look, it's been like 7 years I've been single, and it's been the best 7 years ever. Because I don't have to deal with nobody nagging me and talking shit to me and aggravating, pissing me off, and trying to run my life. Hell no. It's been a happy life for me for the past 7 years being single. And I've had chances to be with somebody, be with multiple people in the last 7 years, but they weren't the right person. I know they weren't. I don't consider it being hard on your own. I just think that it depends on the situation. At your age, I would say it's worse for you than it would be for me. 'Cause I'm like double your age, so I can understand where you're coming from. Being that age, you feel better if you have somebody. But take it from Uncle Marky. It's not as good. It's always good to be single and happy, and to be in a relationship and be mad. All right, number two, you said, how will my meeting go with my dad for the first time? Things have been delayed because he got into a pretty bad crash. Oh no. Yeah, see? What's the sense of dealing with that? And you know what? In my age group, you know what it is? Is a divorce every fucking month I hear about. Every month someone tells me, "Hey Mark, you know this guy?" Yeah. What about him? Oh, do you know that they're getting a divorce? I'm like, "What?" Fuck, they've been married for like 20 something years. Yeah, man, 21 years they've been married. They're getting a divorce. I'm like, well, why? I don't know. They just heard they're getting a divorce. I didn't really go into specifics. Then the following week, I'll hear another divorce or another breakup or this person. I'm like, what's the sense of me being with somebody then if everybody wants to get a damn divorce after 20 years? And it's always people you least expect. My sister told me about my friend I used to be with in school. You know, she was like, "Do you know that they're getting a divorce, but don't tell nobody?" I'm like, "Who?" She's like, "Oh, so and so." I'm like, "No way." I was like, "Don't they have like two kids together?" Yeah. And I'm like, "So what? So what? You get married to somebody, you have kids with them, and the kids are old enough to wipe their own ass and to make their own shit and do whatever they have to do. So you say, fuck it, I don't want to be with the person I'm married to no more." Like that doesn't make any sense. Like you people are weird. And a lot of them think the grass is greener on the other side. Well, they're definitely wrong. Because I know a lot of people that got remarried or with somebody else, and they're not happier. Some are, and some aren't. I would say it's a 50-50 thing from what I've experienced with people here. Mind you, the ratio of people here is not as big as where other people are, because here it's a small place. Hmm. Oh, cool. Yeah, the meeting is going to go good. I got all good cards for that. I think that despite all the good cards here, I still have like more delays. So it might not even be like, it might be soon, it might not be, but the delays are definitely there. And like the whole thing about this barrier you have to overcome. So if you think that it's a barrier you have to overcome, then it's going to be worse for you mentally to like really deal with it. Try not to think that doing this is going to be an obstacle, because it really isn't, right? If you really think about it, it's something that you have to feel like it's good enough to be who you can still be who you really are, if that makes sense. Like you don't have to like act like you're someone you're not, which I'm sure you don't. But spirit wants to like kind of like give you a heads up, like be exactly who you are when you meet, you know? Yeah. But I'm getting that it's going to be good. Like you'll feel very happy, you know, when you see him and speak to him. It's going to be very productive. He's going to tell you how beautiful you are, what a pleasure it is to see you. You know, it's going to be a good meeting. It's going to be very emotional. I got a lot of emotions here, you know, like a loving, caring feeling. He's going to see like that, you know, he knows that you're going to say, you know, yeah, I feel like you're being so honest with me right now. He wants you to be honest. He wants you to tell him like everything what's on your mind. Like, and in the future, there's going to be more opportunities ahead that you will see each other, but there's going to be, don't let the delays and the cancellation of seeing each other get in the way. Try not to think that your times are going to be always synchronized, you know, where okay, I want to come and see you this day. It might not be that day, and then don't get discouraged and think, oh yeah, he doesn't want to see me. Like it could be just like a scheduled thing, or it could be like a time frame where you know it's going to be like you have to really plan it properly, because if you might make a plan and if it doesn't happen, don't be discouraged. Don't, like, always think that you know you're going to be able to see him and you guys can see each other. But he's going to really enjoy your company. He's going to think that you're very warm-hearted and fair. um and he's going to tell you like, you know, I want to make sure that we're very honest and devoted to each other. You know, our honesty and devotion is clear. And I feel like it'll be an open door to see each other more often. Yeah, right. So I do see that, but I do see you guys having a productive meeting and you guys do having like good things. So it's not going to be bad. I don't get that. I just feel like it will be difficult to plan an absolute decent time. It has to be like on both sides, you know? Yeah, right. Now, I don't think that the differences will be, I think that just him looking at you and seeing you, it will make him feel so much better, you know? Right. Yeah, I understand that. That's why I probably got what I got. That there will be cancellations of plans. There will be situations where it's not going to go according to plan. So it's going to be a pain in the ass at sometimes. But when you do see each other, it will be very productive. It will be good. And he will compliment you numerous times. So I do see good things there for sure. All right, you said number three, how my mom react when I tell her that I've met my dad. Oh boy. So you've never like met him? That's crazy. And then people over here are complaining that they have a dad. Fuck. My parents are a fucking pain in the ass. I ain't gonna lie, but I would always want to know who my mom and dad is. Ah, okay, cool. That's cool. That should be cool. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a productive thing. So I would. That's really nice. I'm glad you guys are gonna finally meet each other. That's cool. That must be so crazy. Yeah, that's why like I envy people who actually want to meet the person that, you know, their fathers and siblings and brothers and shit like that. Sometimes I think I'm adopted too because I'm just different from everybody else in my family, but I can't escape it. I'm stamped. I look just like my mom and dad. And my brother and I look very similar. And me and my youngest sister look very similar. My oldest sister, she looks like my dad and my grandma, but she doesn't look like me. But me and my brother definitely look similar. I'm just the sexier one. He's not. Well, if you look exactly like your dad, that's probably why he's gonna compliment you. Oh yeah, definitely. I struggle with my parents a lot, but I try not to let it get to me anymore because I know how they are, you know. But it still is very difficult to see them deteriorate and get old. And my dad's 81, my mom's 79. You know, I go and I deal with them a lot. I'm actually gonna go visit them in about an hour from now. So I have to go down there because there's a mouse in the garage. I have to take some stuff down there to kill his ass. So I have to take some like mouse traps down there in a few minutes. There's always some bullshit. All right. So, well, I feel like she's going to, I don't think she'll be mad at you. She's probably going to be like, I would say she'll be like, she'll understand where you're coming from. But she probably won't have good things to say about your dad. She'll probably talk shit about your dad and probably say, you know, don't let him fool you. Don't let him like distract you to thinking that something this and that, which I don't even see him probably doing. But maybe your mom has like some animosity towards him still, or some hatred towards him, maybe. Like she might think that, you know, don't, she might tell you, oh, I hope you're not going to let him trick you into believing something. And, you know, yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. But I still think, you know, right. See, exactly. So she's got nothing good to say about him because I got a lot of bad things here. But I don't think she's gonna be mad at you. I think she's just gonna give you like warnings and say, hey, just remember who this person is and what they did, you know? So there's no excuse. If he does anything wrong to you, I don't want to hear it. Like she might tell you that because she thinks that you're being fair and reasonable and try enough to actually see him after what you know about him. So your mom thinks that she's probably going to give you advice. She's probably going to tell you like, you know, I know you're going to have good intentions about this whole thing because you think that meeting him is going to give you some type of closure. But she's probably going to bash the shit out of him. And she's probably going to ask you, is he this way? Is he that way? Did he say this? Did he do that? You know, she's probably going to like interrogate you a bit and make things very complex, you know, about your next visit or visiting him, period. So I think that she's going to, you know, talk a lot of shit about him, but I don't think she's going to be absolutely mad at you. I think that she wants you to meet your dad so you can see who he is and what he's about, you know? Exactly. So I think that that's probably why she'll be that way, to justify her own bullshit, you know. Nah, I mean, I don't see like her like disowning you or something like that. I feel like she actually wants to hear what you think about him now that you met him. Like after you met him and you tell your mom that you had like a decent time, you know. Yeah, I don't think she will. I don't get disownment. I just get that, oh yeah, well, I'm glad you met him because now you can see who he is. And when he fucks you over, don't tell me I told you, I didn't tell you so. Like she might say something like that. But I do get that she doesn't want to deal with him or even like hates him pretty much. But I think that she rather would have you, like she probably wants him to like disrespect you so you could say, yeah, I hate him too. Like she'll wait for that negative answer from you. But when she doesn't get it, she's gonna warn you and say, "Oh yeah, this is what he did to me. He led me on to believe that I was this and that. Then he just dissed me. See, he's gonna do the same thing to you, Blue Nile. Ah, you know how women are. They can't handle that shit." Right, but I don't see if you already have a non-relationship with your mom, she probably won't even like care really, but I think that she wants you to see what he's about or be like, like that type of way. So she probably gonna be like, good, I'm glad you met your dad. Now you can see well how he is and all that shit. You're stupid enough to go see him. She'll probably say stupid shit to you, but I don't think she'll be like, fuck you and go away. You know? At the end of the day, you're her daughter. So hopefully and like you said, even if she doesn't, which I don't see, but right, exactly, and rightfully so. Exactly. But even though you're going to go see him, it's still your like she's gonna be like, yeah, you went to go see him after he looked for you, like, but I don't see I think that I think he did it because he feels a certain way. Some people make mistakes, like, the woman always makes it seem like the guy fucked you, left you, and but what about you? Like, if you can't even get along with your mother, what does that say? That means he was probably fed up of her ass too. Like, women always play victim, but really they're the pain in the ass too. That's why guys leave them. I'll be honest, and I haven't really said this on here too much, but in all my relationships, I'm the one who left. They never left me. I left them. I would tell the girl, look, I'm had enough of you. Get the fuck out of my life. Go fuck yourself. No, no, get the fuck out of here. Ain't no woman ever told me you go, you leave, I'm breaking up with you. It's me breaking up with their dumb ass. So not all women are the same and not all men are the same, but some women are so grudgeful against somebody, against the man of their child or because of what they did, but we don't really know the truth. Like, there was no video footage of that day. Right. See what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm sure he does. But I know a lot of scenarios where your situation where the man left the woman pregnant and never dealt with the child ever again. And the reason for that is because that woman has issues. Some men are not just really going to do that. They have a conscience. And he probably said, look, I need to really find out where the hell my daughter is because I want to. I have to. I have to do this before I die. Or it's bothering me too much. And spirit could be in his shit saying, there is a guilt, of course. And I feel for a lot of people like that. Exactly. Exactly. So let's hope that because I don't see him bashing her, I see her bashing him. But I also feel that your meeting with him is going to have a lot of significance, you know? So, yeah. Well, see, that's another thing. Watching your dad get murdered, man, that's crazy, man. Yeah, that's not good at all. That would that would tarnish you for life, you know? I would never ever wish that on anybody. Thank God I never had to deal with that. It's bad enough watching my dad deteriorate every day. He's all right now, but he was very bad about a month ago. Like I thought he was gonna die pretty much, but I prayed my ass off and did everything to help him, and he's okay now. He's a lot better than what he was. But see, I didn't really have a decent relationship with my dad when I was young, because he was an asshole. He wanted to like control everyone. He wanted to control our whole family. He was always bitching and nagging about where we were, what we were doing, time to come home. You have to do this, you have to do that. And we were like, yo, man, give us some fucking slack here. Like, let us live our lives. So when all of us reached the age of 18, 19, we left. We were like, yeah, we're adults. Fuck you, bye. So he ran us all out of the house. And we all left his ass. And now he depends on us to do things for him. And sometimes I look at him and say, parts of me say you're getting karma for what you did. And other parts are telling me that I shouldn't look at it that way and just, like I said in the beginning of this live, I try not to dwell on the past anymore, you know, and try to say, you know what happened 20 something years ago, I can't look at my dad now like that because he needs me. You know, he raised me, he put me in a good school. You know, he put clothes on my back. He worked very hard for all four of us. You know, my mom did the same. The least I can do now is on his way out of the world, I can at least help him, you know? And he said to me, like, he's never the type of person to say thank you. But because I've helped him a lot, the other day when I took him to his doctor's appointment, he said to me, "Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it." And he actually looked at me and said it. And I said to him, I wasn't shocked. I just said to him, "It's amazing how you finally found those words to come out of your mouth." And my mom was, "Oh, you're so bad. Why did you say that?" I said, "Because it's true. Like what? It took you all these years to say thank you for doing something to you? Like what the fuck is your problem?" You know, I always like get mad because he thinks he doesn't have to thank anybody. Like, you know, we're obligated to do shit for the king. And I put him in his place a lot of times. My other siblings won't say nothing to him. But me, I tell him about himself. I don't fuck him off and say, fuck you. I never swore to him ever. Like I'll never say fuck towards my parents. I appreciate them, you know? But my dad, he was like a weirdo like that. He was a control freak. Like he wanted to control us and make sure we didn't do this and do that. Don't hang around there's people like that. Ah. He'd be like, you know, locking the door if we miss our curfew and acting like a, you know, an idiot. Like, you know. So and my mom didn't really say too much because he ran the house. But now we're all catering to him because he's in a bad, you know, he's in a bad health situation. But there's some days I want to say, you know, you're getting karma for what you did. And then other days I say, Mark, shut up. You know, just don't look at it like that no more. Try not to dwell on what he did and just be cool with him now, you know? Yeah. So it's all good. Like, you know, I don't have hate in my heart anymore for my dad. I love my dad and I love my mom, but they can be very annoying. And it's like it's always Mark has to come to the rescue, you know, and it pisses me off that my other siblings don't care as much as I do. And I'm the fucking black sheep of the family. I'm the one who's always was in trouble and always with the fucking ghetto drug gangsters and shit. And now that I've changed a lot. You know, I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago, that's for sure. I've changed my entire life. You know, I'm more spiritual now. I'm more like, you know, a guy who prays every day, a guy who gives thanks and gratitude to everything he has. I'm very humble. I'm not like an asshole like I used to be. I can be fucked up at times. You know, I was like a real dickhead at times. And I admit it. I can admit that. Because I had a lot of anger built up in me from what I've seen like people do and how they were to me, how jealous they were of my success. Like I let people's energy get to me, and I think we all have that issue. As human beings, it's like a part of our life, you know? Yeah. And you're going through it at a young age. Yeah, it does, you know, that's true. You know, it happens to the best of us. You're right. Yeah, and I have. Like I feel like the last 10 years I've learned that what sense does it make, having animosity towards my dad for what he did to us. And it's not like he like beat the shit out of us or he disowned us. He was just a nagging ass. Like he just had to like, he just was so annoying. And my mom, she's like a complaining weirdo. Like she complains so much and it's like shut the fuck up, man. Like you should be so grateful for your life. Like, what is wrong with you? So it's very difficult to deal with them. But at the same time, they're not bad people. They're not evil people. They haven't done something to me where I want to say, fuck you, I never want to speak to you again. They're not that type of person. It's just petty shit. It's things that I don't agree on that they say and how they are. Because I'm a very positive person. I always have been. Not always, but I would say the last 10 years I've been very positive, and trying to like change my life. Because I don't want to be like my parents, because my parents are too negative. Speaking of them, I gotta go visit them. Not that I want to, but I got to. All right, I gotta get out of here. It was so nice catching up with you, Blue Nile, and it was so nice talking to you. I haven't spoke to you in a while, and I'm glad you're doing okay. Yeah, no problem. I had my mom leave me for other men when I was a child. To see me because she had me on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you've seen like the bullshit. Yeah. So I feel for you in that way, but see, I admire you because you actually don't let that completely affect you. I'm sure it affects you and it always will. But I'm glad that you made something of yourself and continue to do that. And don't let these things, I'm glad you can talk about it, you know? And it's good to talk about it like how we are. We're talking about, what's on our minds, like I've done this whole life, right? And I always do. I like to talk about things, even though it's sensitive or whatever. But if you talk about it, you feel so much better at the end of the day because you're allowed to, express yourself to others and compare each other's lives and stories and say, hey, you know what? I don't have it as bad as this person. Holy shit. So like that's what I like to do on here anyway. I like to like talk about a lot of things and my opinions and yours and ours, and we can disagree to agree to disagree, whatever. But it's good to talk like about things because people don't really know what somebody goes through. It's hard for a lot of people out there. So even though I have both of my parents and they've been together and they're still together, I never saw a divorce or an argument or my parents going at each other. But they are a pain in the ass, like really pain in the ass type of individuals. But it could be worse. They could be separated. They could be like, have the situations that you have. So like I'm always grateful to like not have nothing seriously bad in my life. So that's good. But for those who do, I always give you the platform to talk about it openly and honestly. I don't mind. But it's very difficult for a lot of people. All right, Bruno. No problem. And thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. And wish you the best always and keep fighting for what you want and what you need. And I'm sure everything will be fine. You'll be good. Thanks. I appreciate it. I'll probably be back on tonight at some point, but you'll probably be asleep by then. But anyway, it's nice to see you always. Thanks. I'll see you later.